Sometimes growing means disappointing the people you love. There's a strange kind of fear no one talks about. It's not the fear of failure. It's not the fear of starting over. It's the fear of becoming someone your old life no longer fits. At some point, growth begins to feel uncomfortable. Your conversations feel smaller. Your routines feel tighter. Your environment feels familiar but limiting. And that's when the real fear shows up. Because outgrowing your old life doesn't just mean changing jobs or cities. It can mean changing relationships, changing habits, changing identity. And that can feel like betrayal. Not betrayal of others, but betrayal of who you used to be. So instead of evolving, many people shrink back into what feels safe, not because they lack ambition, but because growth threatens everything that once made them feel secure. Your old life knows you. It knows your patterns, your limits, your excuses. It knows how to keep you predictable. There's comfort in that. In familiar streets, familiar roles, familiar expectations, even if they no longer reflect who you're becoming. Growth introduces uncertainty, and uncertainty activates fear. Your brain prefers what is known, even if it's restrictive, over what is unknown and expansive. So when you start evolving, something inside you whispers, "Don't go too far. Don't change too much. Don't lose what you already have." Not because your potential is small, but because familiarity feels safer than possibility. And safety can quietly become a cage. The hardest part isn't leaving. It's accepting that you've changed. When you grow, your standards shift, your tolerance lowers, your vision expands, but your environment may stay the same. And that creates friction. You begin to notice conversations that drain you, habits that hold you back, people who prefer the older, smaller version of you, not out of malice, but out of comfort. Because your growth forces others to confront their stagnation, and that can make them uncomfortable. So sometimes you slow yourself down, not because you can't evolve, but because evolving alone feels terrifying. Staying the same has a cost. It's subtle at first. You ignore opportunities. You silence new ideas. You downplay your ambitions. Not because they're unrealistic, but because they disrupt stability. Over time, that suppression turns into frustration. You feel restless, but can't explain why. You feel capable, but slightly trapped. And the longer you delay growth, the heavier that tension becomes. Resentment starts to build, not toward others, but toward yourself, because deep down you know you're living below your potential. And nothing drains confidence faster than knowing you're capable of more and choosing less. At some point, the discomfort shifts. It's no longer the fear of losing people. It becomes the fear of losing yourself. You begin to see the pattern. Every time you shrink to stay accepted, every time you dim your ambition, every time you pretend you're satisfied, the safety you protected starts to feel restrictive. And something changes. You realize growth was never the real threat. Stagnation was. Because staying where you're understood can slowly disconnect you from who you are becoming, and that quiet disconnection is far more painful than stepping into the unknown. Growth will always ask something from you. Not just effort, not just discipline. It asks for separation. It asks you to release identities that once protected you, to outgrow environments that once defined you, to accept that evolution may not be convenient for everyone around you, and that can feel lonely. But staying small to preserve comfort creates a different kind of loneliness, the loneliness of self-betrayal, the quiet awareness that you are capable of more and choosing less. Outgrowing your old life doesn't mean rejecting your past. It means honoring the version of you that needed it, while allowing yourself to move forward. Not everyone will understand your growth. Some may resist it. Some may distance themselves from it. But growth is not a betrayal. It is alignment. And the real fear was never about becoming someone new. It was about accepting that staying the same is no longer who you are. Because sometimes the bravest decision is not leaving others behind. It's refusing to leave yourself behind.